Hi, and welcome back to Stephanie's Movie Reviews. I am your host, Stephanie Thompson. I'm a classically trained singer-songwriter, actor, member of the Screen Actors Guild and AFTRA, and a vocal coach. In this show, we review 4 categories of films: action, family, drama, and comedy. And we've had some really exciting, spirited discussion today with my guests. We're on the 4th segment of 4 segments. We have Ren Zai in the house. He is an actor, filmmaker, director, and teacher. And we have our dear Amy Kardashian, and she is our creator and director of our 3 shows and producer of Amy Kardashian and the Experts Show, The World of Book Reviews with Judy Morio, and of course Stephanie's Movie Reviews. Welcome back.
Thank you for having us. I'm glad I'm not the host. The pressure is on you, girl.
Yeah, the pressure's on me, but I love it. I love movies, and I'm having a great time.
That's why you're here. That's why I have the show for you, because I know you shine through that, and you're doing an awesome job.
Thank you.
Thank you for accepting that.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And Ren, it's so nice to have you and to have your director, filmmaker's perspective. So let's get right to it. We are talking about Keeping Up with the Joneses on this segment. It's a comedy. It was directed by Greg Mottola, and it has Zach Galifianakis, Jon Hamm, Isla Fisher, and Gal Gadot. It's PG-13 for sexual content, action violence, and some brief, strong language. And it is an hour and 45 minutes long. And, you know, I expected when I saw the preview of this movie that I was going to like it, and I did like the movie. I did enjoy it. I thought it was a fun kind of entertainment, like a popcorn movie, what you call a popcorn movie.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I'm going to be very interested to see what you thought of Keeping Up with the Joneses. Well, just a brief synopsis. So this regular, normal suburban couple, they live in this nice neighborhood with all their neighbors, and these new neighbors move in who are just not what they seem. And the wife gets a little curious, and she starts investigating and finds out all these different things, and then they get embroiled in this big mystery. So that's the plot.
Yes, and agreed. And for structure of story, there always has to be a direction and an obstacle.
Yes.
And he's a very nice man. He kind of works as a
like a PR guy.
The PR guy, the one at a business or casino that makes sure about hiring and firing people and making sure people have the right attitude. So he's this kind of nice guy that tries to balance stuff.
Yeah.
His wife, a little bit paranoid in the beginning.
Yeah, just a little.
And she feels a little bit challenged because the neighbors are exceptional looking. Everything looks really perfect about them.
Yes.
And they just a little brief. This won't give you too much of the story, but it's necessary for it. He works as the person who counsels people, but they kind of do special stuff in governments and weapons. So that will be the continuity of the story. So the basic thing in Act 2 is the journey is, who are these neighbors and why do they start seeming so odd? And I found the differences is the lead character, Zach. I have seen him in a few things. I'm not overly pleased because he tends to be very dry and very narrowed in his dimension of development in his character.
Okay.
I find his wife is she stood out to me. Is this character? Things occur in the movie that I didn't expect. She really stood out. My second favorite character was the male spy because he went through an arc. He went through a change of development from one place called the arcing of a character.
Yes.
Now his wife didn't, but she's written as a one-dimensional character who doesn't really fully develop. So she stayed within that. The story. Light, unfortunately my thing would be to suggest to people you may want to just wait till it comes at home because money's hard to earn nowadays and wait for it to come to
movie theaters.
TV.
They're not gonna like you,
yeah, I know they're not. They never would.
We're here to tell the truth, whatever it's good for, you know, whatever
and
our
I have
thoughts
to
are, right?
it's the audience that I always kind of hang out for.
Right, you want to serve the audience, and I appreciate that.
But positives are the visual, the timing, the rhythm, the beats of the story move fairly correctly. I wish the lead actor had been up to par with a lot of the technical stuff, and the
Okay.
storyline's very clear, which
Yes.
I like. I don't
Yeah,
like
it wasn't
unless it's
confusing.
meant to be a mystery.
Yes.
It is predictable, a little too easily predictable, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It was meant to be a comedy and not too heavy to say where's the
Yeah.
great
Right,
mystery.
yeah.
So
Right.
I understood what it was written for, and there are laughs in there, but again, my biggest problem is I wish the lead actor had stepped up to the plate of what everyone put around him. That was it.
Yeah, I appreciate what you're saying about Zach Galifianakis because he does kind of play the same character in
Over
movies.
and over again. Yes.
Yeah, so I understand what you're saying. I enjoyed it because I thought it had a nice combination of action,
Yes.
comedy,
Yes.
and there was a little bit of development in the relationship between Isla Fisher and Jack Galifianakis. Do you know what I mean? Do you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
and that was
There
and
was-
that was natural. That was
Yeah.
the arc of the character's development. The storyline's written. It's actually a really good storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And everything you look for that makes a story work is there.
Yes.
That's why I enjoyed that part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree with that. I think he acted. Yes, he does act the same way, but I like his acting because you can, especially in this particular movie. It's very either you're gonna be serious or you're gonna be so funny, so it's kind of confusing, and he kept it pretty reasonable,
even keel.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
And that was it. But
Yeah.
in a
He
story,
kept it reasonable.
there's supposed to usually be, especially if you're a leader, there's supposed to be called an arc. There's an external journey, which is easy to see in the story. But the
Right,
internal
yeah,
journey
right.
is how does the human develop? Where am I at in the beginning of the story, and where do I end up?
Mm-hmm.
Which gives the audience loves the inner storyline as well as the outer, because we relate to the lead hero. The majority of people, when they say, "Okay,
Yeah.
you set up the lead actor,"
Yeah.
we ride through the world that they're in. But we also like roller coasters. We should have development. and up and down.
Yeah,
and that was my
believe
only concern.
His wife, she acted very well.
She
Well,
just
she did
she
an awesome
changed.
job.
Yeah, we won't
She
give
was
any
the
spoilers,
uplifting,
but
the
she
uplifting.
surprised you. You said
Yes.
she
Oh.
surprised you.
And
Her
she-
character.
You'll have to
surprised you.
watch it. It's well
have to
worth it
watch it,
because
yeah.
they do something unexpected you're going to like.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they do something.
Yeah.
And then the lessons that I think I walked away
That's
with.
what I was going to ask. You read my mind. Thank you for reading my mind.
We've been working together for 5 years. Sometimes I say
works
something,
like this.
or even we'll go shopping or something, and I'm like, I'm holding something, and she holding the same
It's
thing.
the very same thing.
We're becoming really good sisters here.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we're reading our minds. So, yeah, what I walked away again another time where her intuition was something wrong.
Yes.
And she
Yes.
really followed her intuition again and again and again. Our intuition
And the world kind of
tells
doubted
us.
her, so
And
she had to
sometimes-
fight.
Sometimes because of society, we push our intuition and say, "Don't listen to that because
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
listen
it's
to. We
true
don't
though.
want to.
Yeah.
We don't want to know. Don't listen to this.
Right.
But it is really important, and we have guidance. A GPS inside of us, really more
Exactly.
powerful than GPS to
Mm-hmm.
listen to, and then yet we ignore it sometimes. So yes,
And what she went through,
listen
to be
to it and
honest,
make a decision.
when you go in the movie, just kind of ride with her through the story. And I
Yes.
think you'll find a much better adventure. Ooh, let me kind of see what she's growing.
Yeah.
You will feel an internal adventure as well as an
Yeah.
external.
Yeah, loved
She is an excellent actress.
Yeah. And I thought, I thought the two of them together as a couple, they evolved.
were evolved,
Maybe
yeah.
you said maybe the male
She did
male
more,
character
yeah.
didn't, but as together they evolved.
But
And
the
it
storyline
is
they
a
did.
house, like wait till it comes to the
Yeah.
No.
in the DVD, right?
Yeah, or if you're watching
CD,
Dish and all that stuff, wait for it
Yeah.
to come. But if you need a moment, it's just bad news for the day and you don't want to see CNN or whatever, watch this movie.
Yeah.
You will get some
It lifts
laughs
you
out
up.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I gave this movie 4 popcorns. I thought it was a popcorn movie. I enjoyed it. I liked the action. I liked the comedy, and I liked the characters. So, sue me. Okay, that's all, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.